Tomorrow marks 1 year since the miracle on the Hudson, and a few hours ago, I should say 10 years since that, and a few hours ago, the survivors of that flight landed in Charlotte. U.S. Airways Flight 1549 took off from LaGuardia in New York on January 15, 2009. And minutes after that takeoff, the Charlotte-bound jet's engines were taken out by a flock of geese. Captain Chesley Sullenberger pulled off what is described as one of the greatest feats in aviation history. He guided the plane to a safe landing on the icy Hudson River. NBC Charlotte's Kendall Morris joins us live from Charlotte Douglas International Airport with this amazing story. Kendall.
Yeah, Fred, so many of the passengers who were part of that miracle on the Hudson are from the Charlotte area. And earlier today, survivors took part in a special flight commemorating those moments that brought them together nearly 10 years ago. An emergency landing on the Hudson River bonded 155 lives. Now, 10 years later,
happy anniversary to everybody here.
The pilot and passengers on board U.S. Airways Flight 1549 lived to tell the story of the miracle that brought them together.
10 years ago, I was on my normal flight back home from work in New York, and I didn't expect anything like what happened.
The flight took off from New York's LaGuardia Airport. A flock of geese hitting the plane minutes later, forcing Captain Chesley Sullenberger to make an emergency landing on the Hudson.
I was up to my neck in water, and I looked down at the water and said, God, I'm not supposed to die this way.
Survivors from that day now call their fellow passengers standing on the wings family. Many of them making a commemorative flight from LaGuardia to Charlotte to remember the anniversary.
We each sat in the seat where we originally were assigned, so we were scattered throughout the aircraft. And then at 3:31 p.m., which was the moment of impact 10 years ago, we all got together in the center of the plane and had a toast.
Survivors describe moments of fear and panic landing on the icy Hudson. But 10 years later, it's the memories made beyond January 15, 2009 that make them even more grateful for a miracle.
It really was God putting Sully on that flight and everyone else, and him saving me from the Hudson River. And I'm just so thankful to be alive 10 years later.
The Carolinas Aviation Museum will host a luncheon for the crew and survivors tomorrow at the Charlotte Convention Center. There, Captain Sullenberger is expected to speak as part of a panel at that event. Reporting live at Charlotte Douglas International Airport, Kendall Morris, NBC Charlotte.